Keith was talking about this too. Maybe it's that confidence.
That too.
Once you go through an injury, your confidence is not where it used to be, especially
because you're still thinking about it.
Right. About the injury. And most of the injuries, a leg injury or something like that, it's probably easier if you're dealing with maybe a shoulder injury or maybe a back. I don't know about back. I don't know about back, but an injury that does not cause you to do so much in your bottom area, in your legs and your thighs, do a lot of stopping and starting. An injury that doesn't cause you to do a lot of things in that. Let's say if you go through an arm injury or something like that, whatever. Maybe it's your confidence is less if it's that type of injury than as if it's one of your legs or something like that.
Right.
Because you can't cut. I remember when we saw when Odyssey went through her injury, and Odyssey wasn't doing the very thing that she was doing before she went to that injury.
Right, and you saw how her start. She came out rough when she came out from the injury. She had to get it's like she had to get the feel of the game again. Right.
And it's like you almost wonder, have y'all not gone through injury before?
I think some players play by feel, and then when they're out for a long stretch, they come back in the game. They don't have the feel for the game until they get enough minutes logged in on the floor to get the feel of the game.
Right.
And once they get that feel back, then I think that's when you start to see the normal person that they were before the injury.
But the other thing that's right here is number one is you got to get those minutes to get that feel.
Right.
And you can't get those minutes. Number one, you can't say I can practice those minutes because you're not playing as hard. So you got to go in and get those minutes. You got to go in and get hit a little bit. Take that punishment that would be offered, from the other team, because your players are not going to give you that type of punishment in practice.
Right.
You'll get it on the floor, and the coaches are so hesitant to give you those minutes. They want to bring you back slowly.
Right.
And then there again, I think that stunts your rehabilitation time.
Right. I agree with that.
And folks are saying, well, no, you got to bring them back slowly, but do you have to, or can you push them? Maybe your strength and conditioning is not where it should be. Maybe we need to get more strength and conditioning coaches out there to coach them the right way.
Right. And I think basically when it comes to players not coming back up to speed, and you can say this about Boogie Cousins because he has a horrible injury. That's why I asked Keith Davis, have you ever had that injury? Because I heard that's a tough injury to come back from. I think it's based upon the injury and it's based upon the player's mindset. And different strokes for different folks.
And if your mindset is not there, you'll never come back.
And then Steph Curry, when he was ready to come back, it didn't seem like he missed a beat.
Right. I still go back to Kevin Smith's injury.
Right. He was out the whole year.
The whole year, and he never came back.
Like it was the first game
against the Giants, and he never came back.
And he was never the same when he did.
Never the same, because maybe his confidence was not there.
Right. So it looks like the Wings about to go 8-8. Their next home game is Tuesday. They're on a three-game homestand right now. Look like they're about to go 1-1 after tonight, and they will go against the Indiana Fever, who was 1-16.
Ooh, that should be a win
this year. So
maybe we can get above 500.
Yeah, we should be 9-8 after Tuesday. So,
but then you go on that road stretch,
right?
And that road stretch is gonna kill
you. The Wings' biggest, I think their biggest accomplishment is let's get together a winning streak.
Right.
If we get a winning streak together, then you can install confidence or overall positive morale of the team.
But let me ask you a question: do they seem like they are operating as a team, or does it seem like they're still operating as individuals?
Basically, their struggle is defensively. Even with the addition of Liz Cambage, they are still struggling. Their defensive rotation at times looks confusing. They look lost. And from what I've saw, they don't communicate the way they should on the court defensively.
And that's what I'm saying.
And it ends up with blown assignments, easy layups. After you made a shot, 5 seconds later, the other team
down the other court, but banking it in.
There's a lot of mental errors going. There was a couple of instances where One of the Wings player, I can't think of her name, she had the ball running up the court, and she got a whistle blown because she was in the backcourt too long.
10 seconds. She got 10 second violation?
Yes, she did. And there was, and then on the ensuing possession, it was about to happen again. And Coach Williams was like, "You need to get over, get over." He had to tell them to get over, and that was a defining moment for me that their heads are not in the game.
It's like a discipline,
or it's like they some of the players just go out in space sometimes when they're in the game, and that's the thing that really gets on the nerve of Coach Williams.
That's like a discipline. Their next couple of games, they got July the 5th, Indiana Fever. They go to New York to play the New York Liberty. And they come back here to play Phoenix Mercury. And then they play the LA Sparks July the 12th. July the 14th, they play Seattle Storm. And then July the 17th, they play New York again here in College Park.
Right.
So those. I mean, you got a couple of wins that you can get out of, but
my kids calling me.
see I see you on the radio. We on the radio. Talk on the radio.
What does Matthias have to say about the players?
I have no idea why they call them while I'm on the air.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to cut this down a little bit.
Yeah.
They doing a FaceTime?
FaceTime.
No, it's really Samsung. It's built in. You can just hit the video button and it'll call you video.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Okay.
Hi, Hannah.
Okay, so as we've been interrupted.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Okay.
You're fine. Go ahead.
All right. So Dallas Wings got their games. I want to take a quick break so you can, and then I want to come back to the Cowboys.
Yeah, we haven't talked about them in a while.
No, so when we come back, we'll
talk.
You got confirmation from security. We haven't talked to them in a while.
So we can't talk about them, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Good talk.
Okay.
Right.
So we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we get into this Cowboy talk. We'll be right back. 401 Sports Talk Radio, 4radionetwork.com. We'll be right back.
Let's roll.
All right. Let's go ahead. All right. We're back. We're Forum Sports Talk Radio on ForumRadioNetwork.com. I am the benchwarmer sitting here with Professor.
Yes.
We are trying to do this thing the right way and not the wrong way. And we don't know any other way to do it. So we had to go to break because of the importance of family called. And you got to take that family call.
Yeah.
Amen.
I started not to I'm going to answer it.
Yeah,
I'm glad you did.
Especially when the kids call you with a badge on. A police badge on. There's a problem there.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, sorry.
You're not supposed to have your phone on, sir.
Okay, I got it. That's all. I'm just making sure we on.
Well,
I'm just making sure.
yeah,
that's
okay.
a huge delay.
Well, I'll just make sure we on. Anyway. Okay, so we've not talked about the Cowboys in a while now, have we?
It's been a minute, at least 3 or 4 weeks, to say the least. Yeah.
Yeah, we've tried to restrain ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, one more
Cowboy
month.
talk.
One more month preseason.
I know.
I'm having withdrawals.
You know,
I
I don't think with the Dallas Wings coming to the Metroplex, I don't think it's as dry.
It's not
as
as
it used
dry.
to be.
It's got.
I mean, you had the
to it.
Texas Rangers there, but
Yuck.
mean, no one really. I mean,
No Rangers.
I mean, the Rangers, they have won
They've gone
10
on
of their
yeah.
last 13 games
Yeah, they've
now,
gone on
but
tear,
they're
yeah.
still 36 and 40.
I wish we could get into FIFA.
And there's no help.
See, I had no knowledge of FIFA.
None whatsoever. I mean, I like soccer. I just wish that we were more
in tune.
Yeah, more in tune
Well,
with it, more versed.
We don't have any opponents in this race.
Right. I mean, is it FS Dallas? Is our soccer team?
Yeah, but they're not. No. What they do is they take the
Well, I know it's the World Cup, but I'm just saying
so,
I would love to be more involved in it so I can see how good each team is, and like they had Egypt. I mean, they got Portugal, Spain.
All
I'm like,
countries.
all these, just
Interesting countries.
countries. Yes, Poland. I would have loved to really kind of like look at the background of those games, and because I like soccer. I just have never really been into it because it's not a big.
I've
it's
covered
popular
soccer
here.
games before.
Really?
Yeah.
We should do some more.
Yeah, I've covered the soccer games before. It was kind of fun.
I like soccer.
I've covered 2 different types of games. I've covered indoor soccer when they had sidekicks.
Oh, Dallas
Oh,
Soccer.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
That was the last time I actually covered not covered, but even watched soccer.
Yeah, I covered indoor
tattoos
soccer.
and tan.
So are they not around anymore?
No.
Really?
Matter of fact, I think he owns a part of FC Dallas.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, he's still part of ownership with them. And then I went out to Frisco. Was it Frisco? Dr. Pepper.
I thought that was a hockey game. That was a soccer game?
No, it's a soccer game. I went out there to cover them.
Oh.
A long time ago. It was fun.
Really?
Yeah, it was fun. It's a lot of back and forth. Not a lot of scoring. Not a lot of scoring.
Maybe
a lot
that's
of back and
why
forth.
they didn't make the World Cup.
The interesting part of soccer though is when they're getting ready to score. They're getting ready to score. The next thing you know, they don't score. You gotta be at like the World Cup. I mean, not the World Cup. I'm sorry, but World Soccer. When they have these big old tournaments, the best place to be is something like this right here is in a restaurant when the United States got somebody in his horse, got a horse in this race, and they score, and the whole restaurant just explodes. I mean, the whole restaurant.
Someplace like Buffalo Wild Wings or
something like that right there, with a whole restaurant. Everybody's watching the United States. I've been there.
I wonder if Buffalo Wild Wings has been playing FIFA.
I'm pretty sure they have.
We need to go.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have. But you got to be in there where everybody's watching the United States, and people come in with the United States jersey on and everything, and they come in and they get their beer and they get everything they can get, and everybody's just watching the game, and then they score, and then the whole stadium, the whole restaurant erupts, because it's not like we're watching Pittsburgh versus Dallas or somebody versus somebody. So you got one team, you got one group of fans rooting for this team, another group of fans rooting for this team. Everybody's rooting for the United States. So
Gotcha.
you're talking
Like
about
the
the whole
Olympics.
restaurant exploding because we're all rooting for the United States.
Gotcha.
That's a little different thing there. But that was fun. It's been fun.
Actually, I didn't even know this. In April 2012, it was announced that the Dallas Sidekicks actually returned to the indoor game as a part of the Professional Arena Soccer League for the 2012-2013 season. He was Tattoo was a co-owner of the team and served as both the team's general manager and head coach for the inaugural season. So actually, They phased out in 2004, but they came back in 2012.
Wow.
Yeah, they came in and came out.
2015. So, yeah, I mean, that's when I really followed soccer then, when Tattoo was in town. Without him, I didn't really know diddly squat about soccer at all. So, he's a reason why I knew what soccer was.
Right.
So, but...
and they used to play at the Reunion Arena.
Oh, man.
Really? Boy, that's a long time ago, for real.
They played at the Reunion Arena.
That's the greats there. But going back to the Cowboys, I think when you add the Dallas Wings as a part of a sport that is played while we're waiting for the NFL to come back around, in addition to the Texas run, it improved a little bit, but not too much.
It's a cushion. But you still...
I think Dallas really benefited from that when the Wings came here while they're playing through this drought. So,
well, we need something to fill the gap.
Well, they got XFL coming
and
up.
Basketball.
You got XFL.
The Big Three.
And then the Big Three. Yeah. Did you get into that?
I haven't yet.
Yeah.
I really got
What's the
into
Big
it
Three?
yet.
Am I missing
The
something?
one Ice Cube started.
It's a basketball league.
Oh,
The basketball
yeah.
league.
But it's
older.
It's old basketball players
Have already retired.
who's already retired.
Allen Iverson has been in it.
But he just started it. Was it last year or the year before?
Last year.
Last year. And how well is it doing? Because I haven't really
they
heard
getting crowds,
anything.
They're getting some crowds, but they're only getting the crowds because of the name. Oh, it's Allen Iverson, but he's not the same Allen Iverson.
Right, and I think, and we'll get to the Cowboys, but I think at some point, if Michael Jordan
got in it,
then
you shut your mouth. Yes, I will be there.
Because people want to see, is Jordan still? I know he's not going to be the same, but we want to see, can he still got the moves?
And this is further proof to me why he's called a GOAT. I guarantee you hear his name being a part of the Big Three,
you want to
the ratings are gonna go everywhere.
Yeah,
everybody still want to see if he got it.
Okay, I got one better. Let's say some dumb GM in the NBA decide, Jordan, you want to go one more time and get him a contract. Where would he be? Let's say the Mavericks. Mark Cuban went over to Jordan and said, "Hey, we'll give you $50 million if you play for us." Jordan says, "Okay." Where do you put him?
I have to see if he's in shape first.
Let's say he's in shape. That's all we got. Let's say he's in shape. Do you start him? Do you make him come off the bench?
Oh, he's off the bench.
He's definitely a starter.
He's gradual. He's a gradual.
He's 8.
He's who?
Where is he? 8? I mean, how far down on the bench is he?
6.
He's 6.
Yes, he's 6 easily. You don't put him on none below 7. No.
You give him playing time too, don't you?
No, and I wouldn't expect him to dunk either.
Oh, but he will.
But his game is so crafty, and he's so creative with what he can do on the court. It could make for an interesting sight.
Okay, are you putting butts in seats?
Yes.
Most definitely.
Because of curiosity.
Because I want to see if you still got it.
Yeah, because of curiosity.
I want to see if you still got it.
And then, of course, people gonna want to see, and this is ridiculous to say this, but because of
him against LeBron.
Him against LeBron James.
Yeah.
A 56-year-old man against a 35-year-old man.
Yeah, they want to see that matchup.
And I guarantee you LeBron be licking his chops.
He would. Now we're gonna see who the greatest.
Because when Jordan went to the Wizards for the first time, who was licking his chops? Kobe Bryant.
Yep.
Man, there was one game where Jordan went to the Forum with the Wizards, and Kobe went off for 55 against Jordan.
Well, it wasn't against Jordan because Jordan was sticking him.
Well, yeah, but Kobe.
But he went off for 55. Yeah.
He made a statement.
I'm better than you.
Yeah, and I didn't like that.
Well, I'm sorry.
I didn't like that. I just didn't like that.
Give me 91, 92, 93 Jordan.
No, you're not going.
I will clean up the show, the floor with all of them. You give. I give Jordan in his heyday would beat any player ever to lace him up.
Yeah.
Any player that ever laced him up, Jordan in his heyday, and you can give me any player in their heyday, and Jordan still.
It's still dominating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's still dominating.
I mean, and we're talking about the greatest LeBron. LeBron will play defense.
Well, I think LeBron do play defense, but it's not as supreme as Jordan's.
Jordan's defense would, first of all, frustrate LeBron. Eat him up, and he used to be so frustrated that he can't even really get back on defense. LeBron will pick him. I've seen LeBron. I've seen Jordan pick your pocket. He'll let you think you're finna go up and then slap it away from you.
He let the NBA steals multiple times.
Yeah.
So
no, give me Jordan against anybody, and I'm winning.
Yeah. But back to Cowboys. Training camp starts, I believe, later this month.
Yeah. It starts the 24th. 24th. Yeah.
So, what do you expect? What do you want?
I've seen predictions out there.
Okay.
And I know it's early. It's too early to do predictions. I think you start your predictions in the first, just before the first game of the show. But you see, they're out there. I've seen 9-7. I've seen 10-6. I've seen 11-5 as predictions. And what they do is the same thing that I would do as doing a prediction. It's easy to say this team is going to be that without going down the record. Who's their first game? Who are they playing? Cowboys are playing Carolina the first game of the season.
That's going to be a juicy one.
You think that is, but is Carolina's defense what it used to be?
True.
It's not what it used to be.
I think it's from the realm of when you think about the first game, it's Cam Newton versus Dak Prescott.
Yeah, but it's more than that though. Because
you're right. I know it's more than that, but
okay, let's say Cam Newton versus Dak Prescott. You give the nod to Cam Newton because he's been in the league for a second or two, right? But then he's not the only team. I mean, you want to do Christian McCaffrey versus Ezekiel Elliott? Who you rolling with that one? Elliott.
And McCaffrey is his rookie season. He got a lot of touches, but it's Zeke all day.
Yeah. Okay, so you want to do front line?
Dallas Cowboys easily.
Okay, and Carolina's defense is not what it used to be.
No, it's not.
It's a fire because Luke is not the player he used to be.
Luke Kuechly, Thomas Davis.
Yeah.
And Josh Norman was not there anymore.
No, so you don't have the same Carolina defense.
Right.
Now you look on the other side of the ball.
But you still have the same head coach that was over that defense.
You do, but you still have to have players. That's true. Look on the other side of the ball, the Cowboys defense. I think their defense is going to be a lot better than people expect it to be. I think the secondary is going to be right where it needs to be. Even your front line.
I think that's one training camp story that I think we can put our attention to is the switch from safety to cornerback for Byron Jones.
That's going to be a huge. That's a huge
training camp story for me.
Yes.
And then the training camp story. Who's going to be the starting tight end for this team? Now that Jason Witten has retired.
And see, we
Blake Jarwin, Rico Gathers,
Jeff. Who's that? Who's one we drafted? We just drafted.
Right. I can't think of his name, but
Gary Shreve or something like that from Stanford. Whatever.
Don't butcher his name.
No. But here's the deal. This is supposed to be a Dak-friendly offense.
That's another training camp story.
What if the Dak-friendly offense does not feature a tight end?
Well,
see, every offense in the NFL does not feature a tight end.
That's true.
And so
then you don't have Des Bryant anymore. So how will all this look without Des Bryant, Jason Witten?
Right.
But I think it's where Dak Prescott, I think, has the personality that he wants in there without really saying it.
And he had this is who he's picking. I mean, look. When he first came to the league, Cole Beasley was in. It wasn't old faithful Jason Witten. It was Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley was his go-to guy. You know why? Because Cole Beasley caught the ball, and Cole Beasley kept himself in the position to be open. Yes. So maybe this Dak-friendly offense is an offense that allows receivers put them in a position to get open. We don't always need a number one, do we? Because I think we're so.
I think with Dak Prescott, with Tony Romo, that
probably need a number one.
Probably need a number
one. But I think we're so hell bent on we got to get us a number one. We can go down. Let's go through the NFC East. Washington, who's their number one receiver? Who's their top receiver?
Josh Doxson now.
Yeah, but I mean, does he light a lot of?
I'm just answering your question.
Okay. I know the Giants has Odell Beckham.
Okay.
Philadelphia. They got a committee.
Alshon
Jeffrey, but it's still a committee though. It's not like
Nelson Aguilar.
It's
Alshon Jeffrey.
It's not like they're gonna just light up the.
It's really Alshon Jeffrey.
Yeah,
he is the one.
He's the one, but it's not like he's going to. He can't beat you single handedly.
No.
So let's go to Minnesota. Who's their number one?
Adam Thielen.
Yeah. But I mean, are we so scared of them?
Stephon Diggs.
But are we so scared of them? We got to put a double team. When I say,
but now you have Kirk Cousins there. That must make a huge difference.
Well, my question is for here. When I look at for number ones, who do you think you have to double team on each team? What receiver? Odell Beckham. Okay. Julio Jones. Okay, that's a good one.
Michael Thomas of the Saints.
Yeah. You have to put a double team on him. It's not
AJ Green of the Bengals.
But who's scared about the Bengals?
But
I hear what you're saying.
In terms of,
I gotta find out where he is on the field.
Right.
So I can go I gotta locate him.
Shred you to pieces.
What my
Antonio Brown. Who gonna?
Yeah. You got Antonio Brown. My what I'm trying to say is this right here. Every team does not have a receiver. You got to double team.
New England Patriots.
They don't have no receivers. You got to double team.
That's what make that offense tremendous.
Look, Green Bay has no receivers. You got to double team.
Although I think,
but they got Aaron Rodgers.
I think Jimmy Graham is going to make some moves this year. I think that's going to be their number one receiver, a tight end, because of his skill set.
He will make. I mean, but that same with New England.
Now, Devontae Adams is supposed to be the number one receiver there, but with Jimmy Graham there, he might be the go-to guy in the end zone. And Devontae Adams,
even Carolina does not have
does everything else.
Does not have a double team receiver.
Carolina has Devin Funchess,
but you don't have to go and double team him.
No.
And my point I'm trying to make is this: just because you don't have a receiver that you need, that you have to locate and put a double team on, don't mean you're not gonna have a good receiving core.
Right.
If they can get you, if your receiving core can get you 8 to 10 yards per play, you're doing good.
We have Allen Hurns, but I think and Dak Prescott alluded to this on a couple of sports shows, one of the sports shows. He wants this offense to become unpredictable. Mm-hmm. For years, we've had opposing players saying that the Cowboys offense is predictable. He wants to erase that. So one way of erasing that is now you don't have Dez Bryant. No one knows going into the game defending the Cowboys who's that Prescott going to. Mm-hmm. He's the type and oh man, I had the numbers here. And I'm gonna pull it up here, and this is let's see, let me go to, I'm glad you brought that up. Speaking of receivers, I brought this up a while back. Go to pictures. Okay, I guess we have to go. Here we go. Let's see if I can get. Here we go. In the career of Dak Prescott, when targeting receivers, if it's 7 receivers or fewer in his career, Dak Prescott is 8-8. When he targets 8 or more receivers, he's 14-2.
Yeah, and that means he needs more receivers on the field.
He operates better as a quarterback when he throws to multiple receivers if it's 8 or more.
Because he's doing his check downs, he's got more options.
Because of this, his passing yards per game goes from 194 to 242. Passing touchdowns and interceptions, 21 touchdowns, 13 interceptions when he passes to 7 receivers or fewer. When it's 8 or more, 24 touchdowns and 4 interceptions.
More options.
Most of all, when passing to 7 receivers or fewer, his quarterback rating is 86.1. 8 or more, 104.5. He's a better quarterback when he don't have a number 1 receiver. I think is the way you read things.
That, and I'll tell you this right here too. Remember when, and we talk about this. T.O. He was with the Cowboys, and Tony Romo was just now getting to his groove. Mm-hmm. You have to hear this all the time coming back to the huddle. Mm-hmm. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. that's frustrating to a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Now, no TO, and what we do looks like Tony Romo is flourishing as a quarterback.
Right.
Same scenario.
Right.
Dak Prescott, you got Dez. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. No Dez. Now I don't have that monkey on my back anymore.
Speaking of that, in Dak's career, when Dez Bryant does not play or he's not incorporated in the offense, in Dak's career, he is 3-0 with a completion percentage of 71%, with 6 touchdowns, 1 interception, with a QBR of 116.5.
Because I don't have to worry about throwing it to Dez.
This is without Dez Bryant incorporated in the offense.
Because his first read is not Dez Bryant. Plus, Dez Bryant, you got 3 routes.
Mm-hmm.
The cornerback knows he's got 3 routes.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna run one of these 3.
Mm-hmm.
He can't get any separation anymore. So if that's my first read, guess what? I've already wasted 2 or 3 seconds in my progression. And so if I'm wasting 2 or 3 seconds, I could have gone over here first because he's not where he's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're doing a drop back, you got a 5-step drop back or a 7-step drop back.
Mm-hmm.
So just think of it like this right here. I got 3 or 4 seconds to get rid of this ball. If I'm taking 2 seconds to do a read where my receiver is not open, because I'm not just throwing it up there. We've already figured that out. I can't throw it to Dez because Dez can't get open. I don't like throwing it in tight coverages like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I may have to every once in a while, but if I don't have to, I won't.
Mm-hmm.
So now the 2 seconds I have, I got 6 seconds to actually get rid of the ball. 2 seconds is gone, so now I got 4 seconds. That means I got other receivers that's got to get open.
Right.
And if not, then I have to check down to Ezekiel Elliott.
Are you surprised Dez Bryant has yet to get a job?
Am I surprised? To a certain extent, because Dez Bryant still has a little skill out there. I think the issue is Dez, really.
Mm-hmm.
I think the issue is Dez because when Baltimore says, hey, here you go, let me give you 2 years, Dez turns it down.
Mm-hmm.
So you shoot yourself in the foot.
Mm-hmm. So that was a mistake on his
I
part.
think he should have taken it.
Mm-hmm. It was a 3-year, $21 million.
Yeah, 3 year, 21 million. Give me 2 in the option.
Mm-hmm.
If I can work 2 in the option, I'm good. But I think he thought that, okay, I'm going over to the Giants.
Do you blame Dez for not accepting the contract because he wanted a 1-year deal, and in that 1-year deal, he wanted the chance to quote unquote ball out and have a super year to set himself up for another max contract? Do you blame him for that thinking?
Yes.
Why?
Let me tell you why. The older you get, the less you can ball out.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get. There's not a lot of Larry Fitzgeralds around here.
That's true.
It's not a lot of them. And if you got to go and get you a route running coach this late in your career, it means you hadn't gotten it yet. And the other thing is, they 3 years, $21 million. That's $7 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, give me a 3 years with a 1-year option. So I can, give, and that means you have to be so confident in yourself that can't nobody stop you, but they can.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's the case, how come you didn't do it here when you could stay here? How come you didn't ball out when you was here? And I guarantee you, general manager saying, well, why didn't you ball out when you was there? How come the Cowboys don't want him?
And I think that's one of the reasons why he has yet to be with the NFL team at this point.
It's almost like you and your girl been married for so long, and you just can't do it no more.
Mm.
And your boy seen that and said, man, no, I don't think I want her because, shoot, y'all ain't working. You was a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
So no, girl, I'm about to let you go. For me, if Baltimore offered me, and I think the other thing is he thought he was so good that he can go wherever he wanted to go.
That too.
Remember, this is almost like the DeMarco Murray situation. DeMarco Murray could have accepted.
I remember that situation.
He could have accepted Cowboys' contract.
He declined it.
He declined it. Figured he can do whatever he want to do. Only reason why he got to Philadelphia is because heck, now he asking them, can y'all come get me?
And he doesn't have a job right now.
Now he got a job now
because of now they have Derrick Henry in Tennessee.
Although I think that would have kept Murray though. I think I would have kept it.
Even with Derrick Henry there? Well, see, they signed Deion Lewis from the Patriots. So you had Lewis Murray, and
backfield's too crowded.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I probably would have kept, unless they tied him from.
And then over here you got Bishop Sankey, whatever his name is. So
I guess unless they got tired of him fumbling too. He was not coming.
He should have stayed with the Cowboys.
Well, he should have stopped signing.
Well, I don't know now that we have Zeke Elliott.
Yeah, I would have.
I'm sure. If I had saw that from a distance,
I'd be like, holla
at you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not finna. And he came off an 1,800-yard season. He wanted to get paid, and Stephen didn't show him the money.
So no, he didn't show him the money he wanted.
Well, not what. Right. I think DeMarco wanted.
I'm telling you
the figure that he wanted.
I'm telling you that against Green Bay, where he fumbled.
And then,
in the NFC, not the championship game for the championship game.
The division round.
Right.
Yeah.
Where he fumbled.
This is 2014.
Yes. Who was that? Julius Peppers did was just put a paw on the ball. He just put and he fumbled. Mm-hmm. Had he not fumbled, we would have never talked about the Dez Bryant play.
That's true.
But he fumbled. Mm-hmm. And when he fumbled,
he had a clean line to the house.
Yes. That puts a bad taste in your mouth. Mm-hmm. And then you go back and you look at all the times where he would just fumble. Do I want to give you the $8 million and $9 million that you want? Mm-hmm. No, because you keep fumbling.
I don't think it was. I think fumbling was number 2. Number 1, he kept getting hurt.
Well, no,
he had some nagging injuries.
He had some nagging injuries,
and in that 2014 season, his contract year, he played through injuries that he didn't really too much talk about.
And the other thing too is, for me, you kept getting caught from behind.
That's true.
And who said this? Somebody said this best that he left a lot of meat on that bone. He left a lot of.
Smith. Was it Emmitt
Smith? I don't remember who it was, but he said he left a lot of yardage on the field.
I think that was Emmitt Smith.
And I went back and started looking at what are we talking about? A lot of yardage on the field. There were certain plays where he had made one move and he looked like he was gonna make it, but he made the wrong move and he got caught or he got tackled. And had he just cut to the outside, he could have been gone.
Field vision.
Yeah, just lack of field vision. Mm-hmm. So you put all that on there and say, you can't be the future. Mm. And I think that's what they was looking at, the future. I think that's what they're looking at with our Dez. Can I see you as being a future? Because we're trying to build a future team. Mm-hmm. The Cowboys were trying to build a future team. I cannot have a 9-year receiver who's on the down end of their career when I got one of the best one of the best quarterbacks and one of the best running backs. Mm-hmm. So I got 2 of my big 3. Mm-hmm. Now all I need to do is get me a receiver, and if this boy Michael was it Gallup or something like that?
Michael Gallup.
Yeah, if he can shoot him or Cedric, the other boy, Cedric Thomas, I think.
No, it's Cedric. I can't think of his name.
Out of Florida or Miami? Where is he out of?
I don't know why I keep wanting to think it's Cedric Nixon. I don't think so.
No, it's not Nixon. Let's see.
I can't think of his name. Cedric Wilson.
Cedric Wilson.
That's his name.
Yeah, Cedric Wilson. And they're supposed to be high on him too. So, I mean,
they're supposed to have drafted receivers that actually are route runners. Mm-hmm. And again, I think that was courtesy of what Dak Prescott wants on his Dak-friendly offense.
I need somebody that's going to run route. And I go back to, what if the tight end is not the featured player in his offense?
That's fine. He'd be used for blocking
purposes. Exactly. So then if we're trying to build, and we keep going back to, oh my God, he don't have a tight end. Okay, well, how many teams in the NFL got a tight end?
Delaney Walker of the Titans, Jimmy Graham of the Packers, Travis Kelce of the Chiefs, Zach Ertz of the Eagles, Evan Ingram of the Giants, and he's going to be good. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. So every team.
Oh Lord, Rob Gronkowski.
Number one.
Rob
Gronkowski.
So you have 6 good solid tight ends in the NFL out of 32 teams.
Yeah. So that means you don't need a solid tight end.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just need a serviceable tight end.
Serviceable. That's a key word.
Serviceable tight end. Right. I think they Cedric Wilson. Yeah.
Okay.
Out of Boise State, I think they have they can get the serviceable tight end with all the tight ends they got. All you gotta do is go down, turn. Let me drop the ball off to you.
I see one pick there I thought was very interesting that kind of surprised me. Bo Scarborough, the running back from the Crimson Tide.
Why he went so low?
I know. I saw his. Let me pull up his. That's a good question. I was surprised he went that low because I thought he was a hard pick.
I thought he was too. He's a bruiser, and he should change up guy. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's what you need. You need that change up guy to where if Ezekiel is gonna kind of smooth around and make some moves on you, Scarborough's gonna bruise you.
Right.
You know, but then they still got Smith.
This is his scouting report. He was never the feature back at Alabama and will be knocked for the system Nick Saban has produced in Tuscaloosa. Scarborough offers nothing as a third down option and was not used in college as a receiver or really as a pass protector. He is a big man with limited lateral agility and is a true one-cut runner. That means he's likely to be limited to a wrecking ball type role, and he's been injury prone throughout his college career. And when defenses were able to penetrate the Alabama line, Scarborough could be shut down easily. He's not able to make defenders miss in the hole, and his high cut running style.
Yeah, he does run high up.
Makes him easier to bring down than you expect for a 230-plus pounder. And he seems like he's coming into the NFL 10 years too late because his style of play is no longer a priority in a modern-day offense.
And who wrote that report?
Matt Miller of, I believe he's Bleacher Report. And the positives, this is the first guy you send off the bus. He is a massive man with excellent muscle tone throughout his frame. He looks like Derrick Henry's younger brother. And when Scarborough gets a path to daylight, he can punish defenses much in the way Derrick Henry did against the Chiefs in the playoffs. When he has a clear lane, his speed and size are tough to stop. He is a true one-cut runner. Again, he brings it up with no nonsense to his style of play. He should be an effective short yardage back and goal line back like LeGarrette Blount. And cold weather teams that value a punisher will like Scarborough's tape. He dominated down the stretch in 2017 and was a bell cow for Alabama at times, and he's capable of handling a big workload. So the more I see that scouting report, the more I think of LeGarrette Blount. Mm-hmm. Because that's basically who he is.
Yeah.
You know, LeGarrette Blount, I believe he could be a starter running back for any team, but he keeps going from different teams for whatever reason.
Got to learn the offense again.
I thought Bo was pretty good at Alabama, but
but they're going to use him short yardage. You know, they're not going to ask him to do a whole bunch. Mm-hmm. You know, just give me those in between tackle yards, and that's pretty much it. So I mean,
I have audience comments.
Oh, okay. We got audience comments.
Well, we can't ignore those. I think we need to spend the rest of the show quoting comments because we haven't really gotten to that today. So we're going to go and cut this segment off and start reading 411 comments, courtesy of Cedric Lyons.
All right, so Tyrone Davis says Derrick Henry's younger brother. That's cool.
No, I did not say that's his younger. He's not listening.
No, he don't.
Oh my God. Tyrone, that's not his younger brother, but I read the scouting report for Bo Scarborough, and if there's one NFL player that Bo Scarborough reminds you of, it is a la Derrick Henry with a mix of LeGarrette Blount.
Yeah.
But that's not his true brother.
No, that's not his true brother.
What else you got?
Just because they both went to Alabama.
He's got more comments about this.
Okay, let's go. Okay, okay.
You gonna do it from the bottom up?
It's just Tyrone.
Oh.
But not just Tyrone, but I'm saying he's the only person that commented on this segment.
Okay.
But he was talking about Diz and.
Okay, so scroll back down because Martez said a lot.
That's on the first one.
Okay, Anita Jonathan Kirby said Kiara was going to be great. So start from there.
Okay. So Martez says, paid Jordan too much money. He didn't even average 1 block per game a year ago.
Okay,
he's talking about DeAndre Jordan.
Oh, DeAndre
Jordan, yeah.
Okay, let's go up.
And it says everyone is getting carried away. Cousins won't play until March. We talked about that. They can't beat Golden State without Trevor Azura. What's that?
Trevor Ariza.
Ariza, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's the cast.
Yeah, that's the cast. Okay, so
Eric Ernest Collins was said.
Keep telling y'all that in today's time, no one gets married for love. It's for convenience and what they get out of it.
So what is that comment in regards to?
We were talking about.
He say, she say question.
He say, she say question.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So go up. We will cut off.
Let's see something.
That's Shelly.
Yeah.
Shelly. Oh, that's it.
Okay.
So it's just Tyrone's comment. No, that's not Derrick Henry's brother.
No, that's not. Yeah.
Well,
So
he said something about Diz and not taking the.
I'm looking for that comment. Who was it?
It was Tyrone.
Oh, it's Tyrone.
Yeah, let me go to it. He was talking about the. Hold on.
So this is about Dez Bryant.
He said that signed Dez for $2.5 million. He should have taken the Ravens job. He was more concerned with getting back at the Cowboys than doing what's best for his football career.
And
I agree with that.
I think his adamance for trying to find a way to get in the NFC East to play the Cowboys twice, and then with her comment, I think that affected.
That's why he didn't have a job right now.
He said the Cowboys need to re-sign Keith Davis.
I think
Keith don't even want to be re-signed.
I think Keith is.
Keith living his life.
Yeah, he's living his life now.
Yeah, Keith don't want to be re-signed.
I had read his story a week ago. He got shot twice. One on the way to church.
Yes.
Who did?
Keith.
What?
And then he got shot now.
You know that's
he got shot.
Honestly, that's how he got popular around here.
He got shot in the leg, I believe.
What?
And then he got shot in I want to say in the head.
Oh my gosh, I never heard that.
Yeah, he got shot twice. But he was a huge locker room guy for the Cowboys.
I have to bring up the story if I can, because when you Google his name, one of the first things that come up is this is from the Washington Post. Cowboys safety Keith Davis shot twice. This is back in 06. He was shot twice while driving on a Dallas highway early Sunday and was hospitalized in stable condition after undergoing surgery to remove bullet fragments.
Whoa.
The injuries were minor and that Davis was expected to be released later Sunday or Monday. He's one of the top Cowboys special teams players, which is what he was known for.
Yep.
Then he said this is the second time in 3 years he has been shot. He was an innocent bystander last time, and this time he was driving home from a family vacation. In 03, he was shot in the hip and elbow while picking up a friend at a topless club.
Yeah.
Coach Bill Parcells released Keith Davis about a month later. Davis didn't play football that season, but rejoined the club in 04 and became a full-time starter. In the second shooting, a dark blue two-door car pulled up next to Keith Davis' vehicle and opened fire on
Wow.
the freeway.
And then what's so crazy about it is when Parcells went to Miami, he went to go get Keith, brought Keith to Miami with him. So Keith was a locker room guy. They loved him in the locker room.
Did they ever find who did all this stuff to him?
I didn't get into that there. I didn't really say.
Yeah, it didn't say anything about that. The first one was an accidental shooting. The second one was supposedly was not an accidental shoot.
The second one was it looked like just a drive-by.
Mm-hmm.
And this is 5:00 in the morning. He was on his way to church.
This is crazy.
That's what it said.
That's
Either church or he was on his way from a family vacation. But in the first time he was going to the club trying to pick up somebody.
Mm-hmm. Trying to help a friend, pick a friend up.
And got shot then.
Picking Dez up.
But no, I don't. His playing days are over.
Yeah.
He's enjoying life right now, as we can see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
he's a good guy.
Yeah, and I don't need him. Going back to playing. We got a baseball, a bowling game because we got to do bowling. So I need him. Thinking right.
Yeah. So, I guess that's it for the Cowboys and.
Well, the question is, when do you want to start getting predictions?
We're gonna have to get in predictions after the third preseason game.
Yeah. Because that'll tell us a lot.
That tells us a lot,
mm-hmm.
right? Because
that's the dress rehearsal.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes, I see people on TV doing it already, and I'm like, this is just too
early. Yeah.
Because you still got players out there that can be picked up through free agency,
mm-hmm.
a la Des Bryant.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's hard to say. Let's wait till after the third preseason game, and then we can start predictions. And
right. So as always, we have we'll do our predictions,
mm-hmm.
but we'll also do our weekly picks.
Mm-hmm.
And this time we'll be able to do them directly through the website,
mm-hmm.
and you can pick them yourself. You know how to with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got this up, and
that's what Martez, the substitute, wanted all this time. Yeah, go on the website and do it himself.
Yeah. And I'm trying to find a format or a software where I can put in fantasy football.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, through the website, and we'll get as many people as we can. So
speaking of fantasy football, you and Shelly have top picks in my league. I think Shelly has the first pick. I think you're number 2 or 3. It was based upon record of last year. So
that's cold.
It was. Well, I have to be fair.
So I got the worst. I got one of the worst.
One of the worst, but not the worst.
Well, not the worst. Okay.
No, not the worst. So, are you gonna be in Kevin's league again?
I think Kevin's coming over to early because their league is no longer. They don't no longer do a league.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he's coming over to our. We might want to try to get him to come over to our league.
What is our league? What do you mean?
Yours.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Because if he is, I'm gonna have to open it up.
Yeah.
Because right now it's closed.
Is it? Oh, we get too many players.
Because if Kevin wants to join, I gotta find one more person to. Because it's always an even number.
Probably him and we can find one more person.
Okay.
Yeah, that's easy.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll do that. I'm looking forward to football this year. I think the Cowboys are going to surprise a lot of people.
That's what Dak wants.
Yes, I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. I think the defense is going to surprise you,
mm-hmm.
and I think I think the offense is going to surprise you too. What my fear is, one, I want to see how Dan Bailey comes back.
Mm-hmm. Sorry about that.
Okay, well that's another fear.
Mm-hmm.
But I was, my fear is I want to see how Dan Bailey recoups.
Man, he was. What injury did he have? Was it groin?
It was a groin, yeah.
Oh man, that's the worst injury to have for
as a kicker. Yeah. So what do you have? The schedule. The schedule.
Right. So, hold on. Here we go. The first 3 at Carolina versus at home against the Giants and at Seattle.
I don't think Seattle is a team see. We're thinking of these teams as though the Carolina team is a Super Bowl caliber team.
Mm-hmm.
That's not that team anymore.
Mm-hmm.
The Giants, getting themselves back together. Giants and Cowboys are always a hard game.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle is not the same Legion of Boom.
Cam Chancellor retired.
Yeah, I saw that.
He got some results back indicating that if he kept going, he was going to end up being
the paraplegic or something like that. He's going to be
paralyzed.
Yeah. So they're not the same. Seattle's not the same team.
Richard Sherman gone. Cam Chancellor gone.
Earl Thomas is trying to leave.
He's still there. He's still there.
Yeah, but he's talking about sitting out.
I looked at these games at Carolina, at home against the Giants, at Seattle. And that Seattle game, even though there's no Legion of Boom, you still got Russell Wilson at quarterback.
That's all. And the problem is that's all you have.
That's basically their team.
Yes, but that's not good in this league. I mean, you have no running game. I mean, you have no. I mean, who's your receivers?
Paul Richardson.
Nobody's gonna set you on fire.
Lockett.
They're not gonna set you on fire, are they?
No.
No. Your defense is almost depleted. The backfield is gone, and plus we got the defense coordinator.
Mm-hmm. Then you got the Lions at home, at Houston Texans with Deshaun Watson.
Man, I don't know.
With DeOndre Hopkins.
Wait. Is Deshaun gonna be back?
Yes.
He is gonna be back.
Count him in.
Okay.
He will be back.
Now that's where Dez needs to go. You already got a number one.
Your number 2 is Will Fuller, who is a touchdown machine. That's all he did with the Texans when he got hurt.
And
scored touchdowns.
And you can't put Dez at the number 3. I mean, you probably could. But your best bet is...
I don't know. Dez's mindset going to have to change in a way where he wants to say he won't be the number 1 in an offense like that. If number 2 at that.
No, he won't be a number 1 or a number 2. Not with that. I mean, but he can still play a role.
Mm-hmm.
But Dez don't want to come in and play a role.
Then you got the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Which is going to be a hard game.
Man, defense.
Yeah, that's going to be
That is a test game.
Yes.
Wow, I don't want to start predicting because it's tempting for me to predict, but Jacksonville, so you got Carolina, the Giants, Seahawks. Oh, I skipped the Lions.
Yeah, that's a good one. Skip the Lions. Tyrone says the NFC and the AFC South is going to be tough.
Who?
The NFC South and the AFC South. He said those are going to be some tough games. NFC South, Carolina, Seattle. AFC, you got Jaguars.
The Colts and Andrew Luck is scheduled to.
But
he's on schedule.
I'm not scared of the Colts.
Why not?
Because Colts, I'm not scared of the Colts.
Okay, so it's the Colts, the Jaguars.
Tennessee.
Is it Pittsburgh and Tennessee? No, not Pittsburgh.
No, not Pittsburgh. Tennessee and who's the other one on there? Because I guess we don't play the last one. The Colts, the Jaguars.
We play the Titans and Jaguars this season. Is it Houston?
Houston.
I think it's Houston. Houston, Colts, Jaguars,
and
Tennessee.
So I'm not scared of Houston. I'm not scared of Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Jacksonville, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And who's the other? The Colts. I'm not scared of the Colts.
Okay. And then towards the middle part of the season, you do play the Saints.
The Saints is going to be a tough game.
That's going to be tough.
The Saints is going to be a tough game.
As long as you have, and Mark Ingram will be back from suspension.
Yeah. Is Tampa Bay going to be tough?
Jameis Winston
But he's
screwing that team up.
Yeah, and he'll be back from suspension.
But they just don't appeal to me.
Me either.
They shot me. They had the talent to make some noise, and
they just not doing it.
They got Mike Evans. They got Winston at quarterback. Their one running back situation is not good.
It's not. Yeah, it's shaky. Didn't Forte go here?
Yeah, he's retired.
Oh yeah, he did get. Yeah.
He was with the Jets last year.
Okay. Yeah, their running game is and then their defense really doesn't move the needle for me either.
Yeah. Tampa Bay should be a no problem game, but you got the Colts, Bucks. These are outside NFC East. Colts, Bucks, the Saints, and then the Texans, Jaguars, Titans, and Seahawks, and Lions, and the Panthers. So this schedule is not as tough.
But you have 9 teams went to the playoffs.
In this schedule?
Mm-hmm.
Which were who?
Carolina.
Carolina made the playoffs?
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, Carolina, Philadelphia. Let's see, who else you got?
Jacksonville. Tennessee. The Falcons.
Yeah, the Falcons.
The Saints. The Saints?
Yep, Saints went to playoffs.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Did Tampa Bay make it too?
No.
Okay, Tampa Bay
No.
didn't make it. Okay, so you got 6.
No.
Okay, so you got 6 of 9 went to the playoffs. Because Seattle didn't make it.
No. They got eliminated last week.
Yeah.
So.
All right. There you have it.
I guess there you have it there.
Texans. Okay, I got it. Yeah. So there you have it. We will get back into next week. We have a guest next week.
That's you.
I think we do.
Oh, she said you do, and then the week after that we can have a substitute here.
Okay.
In 2 weeks.
Okay. All right. So again, you've been listening to 411 Sports Talk Radio on ForumRadioNetwork.com. Thank you, Professor. Thank you,
No problem.
Security, for manning the back end. We'd like to thank the cast of Intentions for the Heart. Be sure to go out and see the play Sunday, July the 15th.
At 5 p.m.
At 5 p.m. Doors open at 4.
Uptown Theater.
Uptown Theater in Grand Prairie.
Where's it at?
You can go and get your tickets at Eventbrite.
What's the address?
The address is 120 East Main Street, Grand Prairie, Texas. Go get your tickets at the Eventbrite. And it's a play done by Kay Dean. She's the writer, director, and producer. So if you go to Eventbrite and type in Intentions of the Heart and select KDD Productions, you can purchase the tickets there. We thank the cast for coming in. It was a nice time. Had ball. We will see you guys next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Happy 4th of July. I do want to answer this question before I leave. Do you celebrate 4th of July?
I guess celebrating as in eating.
Eating, barbecuing, look at the
Fireworks.
fireworks.
That's it.
Okay. If you're Kaepernick, do you celebrate 4th of July?
He probably wouldn't. He
or,
probably wouldn't.
or the players that kneeled, do they celebrate 4th of July? I guarantee they do.
You think so?
I guarantee, because they don't think of it that far.
You didn't provide the last answer.
The last answer. What 3 NFL teams to lose 4 Super Bowls?
The Vikings, the
Minnesota,
Bills,
Buffalo, and Denver.
Denver. And I thought about that team. I don't think they lost 4 Super Bowls, but they did.
Denver lost to the Cowboys in 77.
Right.
They lost to
Washington. Oh, the Giants.
The Giants. And
Seattle.
Yeah, with
Seattle.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Peyton Manning was quarterback. They sure did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I said my own answer. Couldn't even figure it out.
There you go. Bust out again.
4 Super Bowl losses. Golly, man. All right.
And it wasn't the Cowboys because the Cowboys only lost 2.
Okay. It seemed like more, but
They only lost 2. Remember, they got 5.
5 and 2.
They went to 7.
Okay.
All right. This has been 411 Sports Talk Radio, ForumRadioNetwork.com. We are gone.
Peace out.